Good evening. Thank you for joining us. We're just about to start the presentation. My name is Peggy Kurtz. Before we begin, I want to mention that we are recording the meeting, but we've set the settings so you should not be visible in the recording. So I'm here this evening to explain the town of Highlands community. It won't record that. Okay. Which is a community-based clean energy program in which the town is participating. And what we're talking about this evening is renewable energy for electricity. So you may have participated in the town electricity supply program in the past. That program ran successfully for 18 months and ended in September as it was scheduled to do. Now the town of Highlands electricity supply program is relaunching in May of 2025. Again, participants will be able to power their homes and businesses with renewable electricity through the town of Highlands community power program. So I'm the community coordinator for Jewel Community Power, which is the program administrator. Okay. Here's a quick overview of some of the topics we'll be going over this evening. I'll explain the benefits of the program and how it works, the role of Orange and Rockland, how enrollment works, and I'll leave plenty of time for your questions and discussion. So what is community? This type of program is what's called a community choice aggregation program. So what does that mean? You'll hear me abbreviating it as CCA. So essentially with CCA programs, municipalities create a large buying group through which residents and small businesses may purchase their electricity supply. These programs enable municipalities to leverage the buying power of a large group, usually thousands of households, to negotiate competitive rates for residents and small businesses. So if you move into the town of Highlands today, O&R will automatically be your electricity supply provider by default. This program shifts the default from the state to the town so that your elected officials can make the choice that's right for your community, but you can always opt out. The town can select renewable energy as the default energy source for your electricity and do so at a competitive rate through the large buying group. CCA programs were authorized by the Public Service Commission in 2016 and are overseen, today they are overseen by the Public Service Commission. So some of the benefits of the program, just going through it quickly, include, clean renewable energy for electricity, competitive fixed rates, strong consumer protection, and more choice for consumers. You have all of the same choices as before and 2 additional choices. In 2019, in response to climate change, New York State passed groundbreaking climate legislation, which mandates an unprecedented transformation of the state's electric grid. The electric grid must be powered 70% by renewable energy by 2030. So that's 5 years away at this point. And it must be 100% carbon-free by 2040. The state cannot meet these goals, which will ultimately help to protect our communities and our own families without local action. The program we're discussing today helps communities take a major step in the direction of these goals for renewable electricity. In fact, state regulators recognize CCA programs with renewable electricity as one of the most powerful climate actions a community can take. CCA is a growing movement across the country and in New York State. CCA started in New York State with a pilot program in Westchester in 2016. And today, over about two-thirds of Westchester communities are in a similar program. So let's talk a little bit about how this actually works for in terms of the consumer. In New York State, the utility no longer actually supplies the energy for the electricity. The utility essentially has become the middleman, delivering the electricity to the consumer on the right. What changes with CCA is the power for electricity, the power source, all the way to the left of this screen. Instead of the utility purchasing power for your electricity from power plants that are largely powered by fossil fuels, by gas, the power for the electricity is supplied through the CCA program with the option for renewable energy. To say it another way, with O&R, with CCA, the utility continues to deliver the electricity, to repair and maintain the lines, and to bill the customers. They are still the ones to call in the event of power outages, which should be no more frequent than before. Okay, you can see this same distinction between supply and delivery on your electric bill. So let's take a little closer look at your bill. So this is page 2 of the bill, and this explanation applies to you if you decide to participate in the program. This is page 2 of an O&R bill, just as a sample. On page 2, you see the electric charges at the top, and you see the gas charges at the bottom. Again, the CCA program only impacts the electricity supply portion of your bill. This has no impact on the gas portion of your O&R bill if you have one. Within the electricity supply program, there are 2 subsections. Delivery is on the right-hand side of the bill, and that portion does not change because the utility continues to provide the same services. They're delivering your electricity. What does change is the supply portion of the bill, where I've dropped in a red box on the left. That red box is not usually there on your bill, needless to say. That's where you'll see changes if you are eligible and if you decide to participate in the program. There you will see the name of the new supplier. In this case, you can see, let me just see if I can point it out. You can see Constellation New Energy. That was the name of the supplier in the previous program. In May 2025, when the program begins, participants will see instead Direct Energy, which is the new supplier for the town program, and Direct Energy was selected in a bidding process. Under the title, Your Supply Charges, at the top of the red box, you'll see electric charges. And right immediately below that, you'll see the number of kilowatt hours that your household use that month. And you'll see the rate. You'll see here it says something about a certain number of 500 kilowatt hours at, and then you see the rate, number of cents per kilowatt hour. And you see the supply. Then you see the supply charges that's multiplied, and you see the supply charges on the right-hand side before the sales tax. Then you see the sales tax added, and at the bottom of that red box, you see the supply charges that now include the sales tax. Both your delivery charges, which go to the utility, and your supply charges as part of the CCA program are calculated based on how much electricity you use, how many kilowatt hours per month. Okay. So let's talk a little bit about enrollment. Most O&R customers are eligible to participate, and I'll talk in a minute about those who are not eligible. CCA programs are opt-out programs. That means that those who are eligible are automatically enrolled in the program after notification, but they can opt out with no fees at any time. All eligible customers will be notified by mail of their options and of how to change their selection within the program if they prefer to do that, or to opt out altogether if they so choose. So these are the categories of O&R customers who are not automatically eligible and who will not receive the mailing. The first category is what we call ESCO customers. These are energy service companies or third-party suppliers. A second category is customers with a block, who have placed a block on their account. These are customers who asked O&R to ensure that they're not enrolled in supply from third-party suppliers. Home Energy Assistance Program or HEAP recipients are also considered not eligible. Time of use customers are also not eligible and will not receive the mailing. Larger commercial customers with what's called demand accounts, all of those are considered not eligible and will not receive the mailing. And we can talk about any of these categories more in the Q&A if they apply to you and if you have questions. So 30 days before the program launches, you will receive a mailing with information about that program. That mailing will give you 3 easy ways to opt out: with a postage paid reply card, by calling the helpline, or through the online enrollment/unenrollment form. You can also opt out of the program that way. You can also change your option within the town program through the helpline or through the online enrollment form. Okay, so now let's take a look at the rates. The rates are now negotiated and they are actually posted on the website, which I'll put up at the end. In the town of Highlands, the default option is for what's called 50% renewable energy, and I'll explain what 50% means in a minute. In the packet that all eligible residents and small businesses receive in the mail before the program launches, you will receive a letter with a similar chart. It won't have the colors in it, and there may be some slight changes for the O&R, the white line at the top, for the 12-month trailing average. So let's start at the top of the chart and try to understand it. It's going to be very similar to this. In the top line in white, you see what's called the trailing 12-month average for O&R past rates from October 2023 through September 2024. These numbers are updated quarterly, so you may see an updated average in the letter that you actually receive. In the green row below that with a gold star to the left, you'll see the default rate for the Town of Highlands Community Power Program. That rate is 50% renewable energy at 11.21 cents per kilowatt hour. That's the default rate for your town. If you receive the mailing and you do nothing, you will be switched into the program with this rate. Again, you can always opt out at any time or switch back in, switch within the program. The row highlighted in blue on the bottom shows a second option available within the program, and that's for 100%. I'm sorry, inadvertently. Okay. That's for again, I'm talking about the blue line. That's for 100% renewable energy at 12.09 cents per kilowatt hour. So let's talk for a minute about the differences between the O&R rate and the program rates. So keep in mind that the O&R trailing 12-month average is included by the state in the letter for the sake of comparison. But keep in mind that the O&R rate is for past rates, not for future rates. Utility supply rates are variable. And the second difference is that the utility supply rates are variable and they change from month to month. The program rates are fixed or guaranteed. There are no surprises in the program because the rate is fixed. O&R supply rates are for electricity that's sourced largely from power plants fueled by fossil fuels, mostly by gas. Within the program, you have the option to receive electricity supply powered either 50% New York State renewable energy or 100% New York State renewable energy sources. As said by the state, if you choose the renewable product offering, you will pay a premium for the product over the utility standard product pricing. What that means, in different words, is that clean energy, in this case, renewably sourced electricity, is still somewhat more expensive in general than electricity powered largely by fossil fuels. By participating, you'll be contributing to achieving New York State clean energy goals, as I mentioned before. And by choosing clean energy, you can make a measurable positive environmental impact by reducing your carbon footprint. There are no extra charges or fees. Everything is in the posted rate. That's what the rate is. Okay. So what does 50% renewable energy mean? Renewable electricity mean? So 50% means that 50% of your electricity supply is matched by renewable energy certificates, or RECs, provided by New York State renewable power plants, meaning hydropower, wind, or solar. The remaining 50% is matched by RECs sourced from other US renewable electricity sources, but they are not tracked or verified by the New York State Department of Public Service. The 50% renewable option is not considered 100% renewable by New York State. 100% New York State renewable option means, as it sounds like, 100% of your electricity supply is matched by renewable energy certificates, or RECs, provided by New York State renewable power plants, again, meaning hydropower, wind, or solar. So let's talk for a minute about the timeline. You can expect to receive a packet in the mail. This packet will be in mid-March. That will be followed by a 30-day opt-out period that will run from March 10th to April 8th. I want to emphasize that anyone can opt out of the program at any time. That packet will include the same rates we've just discussed, the terms, the benefits and conditions. It will also include FAQ, questions and answers, and information about more information sessions. It will include information about how to opt out, as I mentioned before. It will include a postage pay reply card to opt out if that is your preference. The difference between, I keep saying you can opt out at any time with no exit fees. The difference between this opt-out period and opting out once the program begins is that once the 30-day period is over, you will be automatically moved into the program. If you opt out after the 30-day period, it will take 1 or 2 billing cycles to leave the program and to return to supply from O&R. After a 30-day period, the program will launch, and then on your next bill, after the launch date of May 1st, 2025, you should see the name of the new supplier, Direct Energy, on page 2 of your bill in the supply portion. Again, if you did not take action to opt out. Okay. Sorry. Okay. So I just want to take a quick look at some of the materials so you'll know what to expect. You will see an envelope like this one that you see on the screen that will come from your municipality. On the outside of the envelope, it will say, it's a little small down there. It's a important notice regarding electricity rates. It will include the town logo, which is how you know this is legitimate. The package will include a letter with your options and a chart like the one that I showed earlier, which provides the program default, the rates, and compares the program rates with the trailing 12-month average for O&R's rates. It will include the opt-out card, which I've mentioned a number of times. It will look a little different from this one, but you can fill it out and return it with a prepaid envelope in order to opt out, if that's your preference. So just trying to give you an idea of what you can expect. Okay, so now I'm going to go quickly through some frequently asked questions, and then I'll open it up for your questions. Does the program replace your utility company? No. As I mentioned before, you continue to pay your utility bill. O&R still remains responsible for delivery and maintenance of the electric grid and the billing. Does it impact the reliability of your electricity? No. Your utility continues to deliver your electricity and provides the exact same service whether you participate in the program or not. Will the program save you money? Savings are not guaranteed. When you ask, will this program save me money, you're really asking for a comparison with the utility rates, but utility rates change from month to month and are not published in advance. So we don't know, standing here today, I don't know what the rates will be for O&R even in January, let alone in May or next year. Okay, what if you want to change your supply choice once the program begins? Once the program launches, you can call the helpline or fill out the enrollment change form on the website to change your supply selection within the town program, opt out or opt back into the program with no fees or penalties. Can you participate if you have your own solar panels or if you participate in a community solar program? Yes, even if you use solar panel, you're still required, solar power, you are still required to have a supplier on your utility bill to cover any electricity not provided by solar. Likewise with community solar, there's no conflict and they do not duplicate each other. What happens when the program ends? When the contract ends, your municipality may choose to renew participation in the program. If not, you'll automatically switch back to the utility, selecting your supply on your behalf. I like to end with some of the benefits. It's the opportunity for 50% or 100% renewable electricity, competitive rates, strong consumer protection, no individual contracts for consumers and or small businesses, and no exit fees at any time. And here is our contact information. Leave that up just for a minute and then I'll take it down. I can always put it back up again afterwards. So now I'm ready for your questions. Any questions?
Can you, emphasize again that people that were in this that opted out the
Yes,
first round remain opted out even when this kicks back in May?
yes, I'm being asked to repeat that's correct. If you participate, because this is the second round of the program, if you participated in the program, if you opted out of the program in the past, you will not receive the mailing. If you opted out, then you're permanently out.
Unless you choose to opt in again.
I was just gonna say, you can choose to opt in again if you want to, if you reconsider and want to opt in, but you would have to call the helpline to opt into the program.
Going back to, the phrase you said, the mailing will go out to eligible people, eligible households. Those eligible households are generally new accounts or people that have moved or have a new residence with a new, what constitutes being eligible?
So eligible basically covers everybody who was not on that list of, in that list of categories that were not eligible. All the others. I can put that back up if you want. But basically that includes anybody who participated in the program last time, who did not really, if you're not on, if you participated last time, but then signed up for an ESCO, for an energy service, a direct supply contract, you will not receive the mailing. If you're in it, really the best guide is that list. If you signed up for another supplier, you're not going to receive the mailing. You can still opt into the program, but you would have to first check, if you prefer to, but you would have to first check, is there an exit fee from the contract that you have? Compare the rates, whatever you want to do. And then you would have to opt into the program if you decide to do that. You asked about new people who have newly moved into the town. So if they're not in an ESCO, or they don't fall into one of those other categories, such as the HEAP recipient, time of use, etc., then they would receive the letter. Really, the best way to say it is to look at this list of categories, which I can put up again. Anybody wants?
I definitely appreciate too that the letter is going to come in a much better marked envelope. I think so people will be assured not to dismiss, throw out as junk mail. Right. Because it will have our town logo will be on it.
Yes, yes, it will say do not discard. Important notice, I can't remember the exact wording. Important notice regarding your electricity supply. Something like that. Questions? You can, I don't think you're not muted, so you can ask questions if you want to.
How many people we have?
One person.
Hello, Mrs. Lent. Joe DeWitt here.
Hello, Joe.
hiding in the background.
Okay.
We have two people in the audience.
Is there any, are you clear with everything? Is there any questions that you, I mean, you're our biggest participant, so that's why we're picking on you.
Okay. No, I was just trying to compare, because I belong to a solar community. And I was trying to compare numbers of kilowatt hours. And I still think I'm better off with the solar community.
So when you say solar community, do you mean community solar?
Yeah.
Okay, so those two things are different from each other. They're not the same. I know it feels like it might be the same, but they're not the same. So if you notice, the community solar does not provide a rate. It's
No,
not,
it's a fixed rate.
it's,
But overall, the rate is better than what you're offering.
so basically, community solar, I participated in a community solar program, okay, myself also. So you're getting what's fixed with community solar is a certain percent discount.
Yeah.
And the rate is, so you're still getting your electricity supply. I know it doesn't feel like it, but you are still getting your electricity supply from O&R. So, and O&R is largely based on fossil fuels. You are, by participating in the community solar program, which is a good thing, I'm doing it myself, you are helping to support the development of new renewable energy projects. It does not replace the electricity. I know it feels like it, but it doesn't. It's not replacing the energy that you're getting for your electricity supply. As far as the rates go, the rate remains, if you look very closely at your bill, you'll see the rate remains the O&R rate, and then you get a discount on top of that. That doesn't go away.
Well, I'm looking at my rates here right
You
now.
look under electricity
And
charge.
it says total electricity supply charges. And then it says this total electricity supply cost for this bill was 10.43 cents per kilowatt hour.
So
That
that's
was
that's the O&R rate. That's the O&R rate for that particular month that you're looking at.
No, it's under supply charges.
Correct. That is, remember, I showed, do you want me to show you that screen again?
I don't see how it can be O&R because I belong to Solstice and they bill through O&R.
Mm-hmm. Right, but I know it feels like it. It's a very common misconception, and it's for good reason, because it is confusing. So where you see here, if you look over here, you're seeing, this was a bill from a number of years ago. If you see, you'll see, that's where you might see the charges. And if you
Yes.
don't see another entity, another supplier listed here, then that means you're on O&R for supply. As the delivery charges are on the right, and I believe that your community solar there might be a section at the top, and also on page 1 of your bill, you might see a minus sign. So what you're getting is a discount. So you're getting a fixed, you're getting actually more correctly, you're getting solar credits on your bill. That's what you're getting. It does those credits
Looking through all of the
5% or 10% of your bill.
bills. Yeah, okay, but I know that the 10% thing, and that's very, very confusing. But I'm looking at the part of my bill that if I put it up from, can you see it?
No.
I'm looking at this
Okay,
part of the bill.
let me see if I can, maybe if I stop sharing, I'll be able to see a little bit better. Okay.
It says supply charges. And
Okay,
down,
but what I see there is delivery charges. It's gonna be a little hard.
no, supply.
And you're welcome to call tomorrow and we can really help walk you through it.
It says your supply charge.
I can't, it's not coming out on the screen. It's.
Go the other way, Mrs. Lund, if you're holding it up to the camera lens.
Yeah, hold it up more to the left.
Move it a little further to the left. Now
Got
move
it?
back towards you a little,
And down a little bit. And more to the left.
more to the left.
Down a little bit.
Okay,
Okay, let's see. It's a little,
Back up just an inch, so it goes in focus. There you go. Can you read that?
um,
Now, what line you trying to, I can see
Supply, right below the.
oh, yeah,
Below the
below,
11.365, there's a line that says market supply.
yes, that's it. No, that's not it, because it says at 1.23 cents. That's not correct. So it's 400, and where it says forecast market supply charges, that looks to me like it. And it's 436 kilowatt hours at 11.365 cents. So
Yes.
that's the O&R supply charges. Now, someplace on your bill, you're going to see something. Look at page 1.
I know, but underneath that, it says total electricity supply charges. And then it says your total electric supply cost for this bill is 10.43 per kilowatt hour. You
So
compare
there's the 10,
that-
that sounds like that's where your discount is being listed.
Yes, yes, yes.
that's a
And that was
discount.
last
So the
January.
the
Right.
rates are still fluctuating.
Yes, and that was the highest rate that I had. The
Okay.
others were 9 and 8 and 7. So I think I'm better off staying with Solstice.
Okay, I mean, that's each person's individual choice. That's fine.
It varies. Would be nice to have a fixed rate. But
So-
this is not, it's 8.77, 9.6.
So the
9.8.
rate with O&R is not fixed. It fluctuates, it
No,
varies from month to
no,
month.
no.
What stays the same is the solar credits, the percentage of the bill
Yes,
that you're
yes,
getting solar credits on.
Yes,
That does stay the same. That's
yes.
fixed.
But the part that I don't get, you said that O&R bills me for what Solstice is supplying. Solstice is the,
You're not
solar farm.
you're not getting a separate bill from Solstice.
no,
Okay, okay, some people get a separate bill with community. Okay. So then it's all consolidated into your O&R bill.
yeah,
So that's fine. That's fine if you want to stay with that.
it's not O&R supplying it.
It-
Correct?
No, that's where O&R is still purchasing the supply on your behalf.
Oh, it's purchasing it from Solstice.
No, they're not. I know it's confusing to people, but the community solar, that energy is not actually going dedicated to it. Roughly matches your account, but it's not actually dedicated to your account. It's not. I'm trying to think of a better way to say this. It's not the same thing.
Okay. I thought it was.
If you'd like, you can call the helpline tomorrow and we can try to explain it a little bit better to you, but they're not the same. It feels to many people like they duplicate each other or they conflict with each other, but they don't.
Okay,
Yeah, but her being in that solar program, it's giving her a discount on her.
Because you're subscribing to the program, by subscribing to the program, to the community solar program, you're helping to support the development of renewable energy in New York State, which is a good thing. And you get the benefit of
Credit.
a credit, you get that is, these programs are partially subsidized by the state. And some of that subsidy is passed along to consumers. So I know it sounds very complicated, and it is. But it does not replace the energy for your household.
Okay,
You're supporting the development of new renewable energy. That you are doing, yeah,
okay,
of a project, yeah.
And in looking at that current bill. You saw the line that said you were paying what, 10 point some
Right.
cents a
That-
kilowatt hour.
that-
Which
that
is,
was,
it-
that was one,
sorry,
Joe.
Peggy, but that's currently a penny less than what our CCA rate's gonna be in May, which is. It's gonna be
But in the-
11 something,
0.21,
so
yeah,
it's pretty close, but, you know,
Last March, it was 7.78.
right, it goes up and
it's
down.
like the stock market.
You're saying,
Yeah,
yeah,
and,
as you're seeing yourself,
April, it was
the rates are not
6.9.
fixed.
No, they're not.
They're
So
not fixed
overall,
because it's
the highest rate that I was paying was 10 point something.
right. And, that it could be that it will stay in that range. We don't, nobody knows,
You don't know. No,
rates
no.
fluctuate, yeah.
No,
They can go up, they can go down. There isn't any way for us to say.
and if the government allows them to charge more, we'll be charged more.
Any other questions? No? Okay. Okay, if there are no other questions, then yes, Doris, did you have another question?
No, that's all. Thank you.
Then
It
I'll stop.
was very interesting to talk to you
Thank
tonight.
you.
Thank you.
You're welcome to call the helpline number. Do you want me to repeat the helpline number?
No, I think I have it.
Okay,
Probably.
okay, great.
Okay,
It was nice talking to you.
Thank you,
Okay,
Mrs. Blunt.
okay.
Okay,
Bye-bye, Joe.
All right, we'll see you. Thank you
Okay.
for dialing in.
Okay.
Good night.
okay.
Good night.
Good night, and thank you for coming.
Okay.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay.
Bye-bye.